Okay, so you went through your history, but can you talk about, just while we're talking about the MMA side of things, your history of injuries and uh, like with regards to prevention or rehab or any training modalities that you found that help with injuries or like what, yeah,
Yeah.
like in
So
your
I've
experience.
had quite a few. Yeah, I've had quite a few surgeries, shoulder surgeries, knee surgeries. I've had some bad injuries. What I found was wrestling was always the biggest, most
Mm,
dangerous culprit for
mm,
the bad injuries that put you out.
yeah.
You someone takes just throws you or there's a big takedown. Jiu-Jitsu not so much because you're not up high, you're not standing up, and you're not getting with all the gravity with
Mm,
someone on top of you. So most of my bad, I had cracked my sternum once and someone threw me and landed on top of me.
mm,
I got thrown and had my shoulder ripped out of its socket. I got thrown by Callum Potter because he's another guy
oh
that I
yeah.
fought. He's a good fella. And
Mm,
yeah, he threw me once because after we fought, then he started training with us for every week. It was once a week he'd train with us. And yeah, and he threw me once and like with the judo throw and he snapped my ankle. Like it just so it's those kinds of movements that were very dangerous. So what I've tried to really focus on after having many injuries and learning slowly, because I'm a slow learner with some things, instead of doing live wrestling all the time, just drill takedown for takedown, takedown for takedown, takedown for takedown, because that drilling we've measured it on the heart rate monitor. It actually gets your heart rate up higher, even though it doesn't feel like it's higher. And it's something to do with if you're doing a full takedown, like a double leg takedown to the ground, then the other guy does it to you, you get up. That often there's a lot more output than there would be with going live, because a lot of the live stuff would be just clenched up
mm,
against the cage, right? You just clenched up there for a long. That might be half of a round where you could have done 20 takedowns each, full
yeah.
takedowns. And then you're getting better at your takedowns and that becomes more seamless, but your output's higher and the injuries just they're not going to be there if you're doing
Mm,
controlled movements over and over. You're not going to injure yourself. So that's what I started to do. And I wish I had learned that earlier on, but sometimes you've got to go through those painful injuries to learn, and that's how I train my guys now at my gym. I train them to do more drilling. You can do high intensity drilling too,
mm,
but you're going to get more output. You're going to get better at your technique. They're the same as you don't go sparring all the time, get hit in the head all the time.
no.
It's so good. Just do lots and lots of pads,
Mm,
lots of pad work, good pad work too.
yeah.
If you look at Floyd Mayweather and that, he's not sparring all the time.
Mm,
He's pads, lots of pads though. And that's the way you get your boxing better, right? So it's the same thing with the wrestling. And wrestling obviously is I think the most taxing on the body.
yeah. And you're getting your volume up and minimizing injury, and just this makes perfect sense. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, it's always good to have partners that are willing to train with you and not just want to. um, yeah,
Yeah.
when you got a training partner, not just want to smash each other every time, but um,
Yeah.
yeah. So was any kind of rehab modalities that you found that you thought um, are really beneficial, bang for the buck, like a device or just any kind of modality that you could think of?
Oh, look, one thing that was really good was the hot and cold bath, ice
Mm.
bath into warm, cold, warm. That was very good for recovery from that. That lactic acid
The
buildup, that soreness, that rusty feeling in your
It's
body.
the DOMS, the day after
Yeah,
the delayed onset of muscular soreness. I found after wrestling, the hot cold bath was uh,
yeah,
perfect for that.
yeah. I
Yep,
would
yep,
rate that as probably the biggest bang for its buck.
yep, yep. All right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's another podcast I haven't released yet. We spoke about that too. So, yeah, it's pretty. It's cool that it's useful for a lot of people.